In this video, we'll cover the first section of Chapter 14. Chapter 14 is on human reproduction, and the first section is on the male reproductive system. So organisms that carry out sexual reproduction, they produce gametes, and these are haploid sex cells that are united during fertilization. So in the male reproductive system, the sperm are gametes that are produced in paired testes. The seminal fluid is a nutrient-rich fluid in which sperm leave the penis during ejaculation, and semen then is the combination of sperm and seminal fluid. Here's a cross-section of the reproductive structures in the male, and you can see them clearly labeled here. The one thing that I would point out here is that the urethra in the male serves as kind of double duty for the urinary system and the reproductive system, as the bladder empties into the urethra, as does the contents from the reproductive vessels as well, as in the vas deferens and the products from the seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and Cowper's gland. And so those are also directed into the urethra as well. So the genital tract in the male, there are a pair of testes that produce sperm and sex hormones. And then there's an epididymis, which these contain ducts outside of the testes where the sperm mature and are stored. And then you have the vas deferens, which also stores sperm, and this empties into the ejaculatory duct. The urethra is then also connected to the ejaculatory duct. The seminal vesicles, these contribute nutrients and fluids to the semen, as does the prostate gland and the Cowper's glands as well. So the sperm itself is produced in the testes and then stored in the epididymis and the vas deferens, and then the seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and Cowper's glands also make contributions to the semen, which contains the sperm and the fluid that nourishes the sperm as well. So here's the cross section of a penis, which is the male organ of sexual intercourse. And circumcision is the procedure of removing the foreskin of the penis in the male, usually a few days after birth. This of course has its origins with the Jewish faith, which was customarily done well, right from ancient times. The process continued for most cultures in the West, although more and more people are opting not to have the procedure done on their infants anymore. So here's a summary of the male reproductive structures and their specific role in the in reproduction. So as far as the erection goes in the male, the erection tissue, it extends throughout the shaft of the penis, and sexual excitement then, it causes the arteries in the penis to relax and widen. So you increase the blood flow to the erectile tissue, and this is under parasympathetic nervous system control. And so sexual excitement comes under that particular type of nervous system, as in the parasympathetic. And so with the increased blood flow, it causes the penis to enlarge and then to become erect. So when sexual stimulation intensifies, then sperm will enter the urethra from the vas deferentia and the accessory glands, which we mentioned before, which contributes secretions to the semen. So during orgasm then, rhythmic muscle contraction that causes semen to be ejaculated from the penis. And these contractions are part of what's referred to as the male orgasm, or a climax of sexual stimulation. Now, in the male, there is a refractory period after ejaculation where sexual stimulation does not cause an erection, and on average, that's probably about a half an hour minimum, and can be much longer as well, depending on the individual. So, usually, more than 400 million sperm are expelled in about 2 to 6 milliliters of semen during ejaculation. So looking a little more closely at the testes they lie within the scrotum, and the scrotum helps to regulate testicular temperature by holding testes closer or farther away from the body. So increases in temperature may decrease sperm production. So within the testes, you have the seminiferous tubules, and so a testis is composed of lobules, and each of which contains tightly coiled seminiferous tubules. Then within those, you have the interstitial cells that lie between the tubules, and these secrete the male sex hormones referred to as androgens. The seminiferous tubules, they contain cells undergoing spermatogenesis, as in production of sperm. And here you can see again a cross section of this in this diagram. Looks like, oh, they do have some electron micrographs there, because it looks like you're looking at scales of 140 micrometer and 100 micrometer as well. So spermatogenesis then, it occurs in the walls of the seminiferous tubules. So spermatogonia, they become primary spermatocytes that undergo meiosis I to produce secondary spermatocytes. Then secondary spermatocytes, they undergo meiosis II to produce 4 haploid spermatotids, or just spermatids. So the spermatids, they differentiate then into sperm. And you also have the Sertoli cells. These support, they nourish, and regulate the spermatogenic cells. And you can see here the progression of the development of sperm, beginning with just simply mitosis, and then meiosis I, meiosis II, and then the release of the haploid sperm cells. So the mature sperm, also referred to as spermatozoa, they have a head, a middle piece, and a tail. And the mitochondria in the middle piece is the site of ATP production. Once again, mitochondria is the site of the majority of ATP production, and this is required for the movement of the tail. The acrosome is a cap that stores the enzymes needed to penetrate the egg. And the nucleus of the sperm, it has the male's DNA as 23 chromosomes. Sperm can live up to about 48 hours in the female genital tract. And of course, by nature of their producing ATP and the movement of the tail, they can actually swim through fluid. The hormonal regulation in the males, it's the hypothalamus controls secretions of the pituitary gland by secreting gonadotropin-releasing hormone. And that particular hormone, it stimulates the pituitary gland then to release follicle-stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Follicle-stimulating hormone, it promotes sperm production in the seminiferous tubules, which secrete inhibin, which is a hormone which inhibits follicle-stimulating hormone synthesis. Then luteinizing hormone, also called interstitial cell stimulating hormone, because it promotes the production of testosterone by the interstitial cells. And here again, so here we have the area of the pituitary and the hypothalamus, which then has has its effect through luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone on the testes, and once again you have this kind of a hormonal feedback loop. Testosterone is the main sex hormone in males, and it's essential for normal development and functioning of the male reproductive structures, and maintains the male secondary sex characteristics that develop at puberty, with a development of body hair, deeper voices, and greater muscular development as well. And so here's some summary slides. I'll just put these up that you can refer to. I won't go over these again, but these are the things that we talked about in terms of the male reproductive system and some of the other structures and the hormonal control. So that concludes our discussion on the male structures of the reproductive system.